All right, all right, all right.
Pretty good, pretty neat.
This is a trip back to the beginning of our century, to the moment when history was first caught by the moving pictures. It's the story of early filmmaking and of the first movies and their audiences.
Everywhere, people were fascinated by this last and most magical invention of the age of machines.
Terry Gilliam presents The Last Machine, part of BBC2's Cinema Century season, starting Saturday at 8.
I'd just like another go on that throwing the darts at the cards thingy.
Yes. Yes, well, that stall's closed now, isn't it? Got the proprietor's in the eye hospital.
Oh, yes. And the waltzer's closed as well, hasn't it?
Yes.
I had no idea I'd eaten so much. I was lucky the bloke sitting next to me passed out. Otherwise, I'd never have got his trousers.
How do they fit, by the way?
Not bad, not bad.
More Bottom, Friday at 9 on BBC2.
Exposing the worst of the weather news now on BBC2, here's Bill Giles.
Hello again. It's been a pretty cold day across many parts of Europe. You can see the temperatures during Monday afternoon below freezing in many places. The one exception right down in Greece where the temperature got up as high as 25 degrees. But this is a cold front and that moved its way through Greece. So you can see the temperature there at Lamia, 25 around midday, which was the highest they've had for at least 9 years at this time of the year. And then as the cold one went through, the temperature dropped by 10 degrees or so. These are the temperatures through tonight. You can see a widespread frost across most parts of Europe, severe frost in places, much the same on Tuesday night. In fact, if anything, getting colder. But then the milder weather begins to push its way in during Wednesday and Thursday night, and you can start to see much milder weather coming onto these western parts of Europe. As far as the weather's concerned tomorrow, it's a wintry scene really across most parts of Germany, right across into the east up into Scandinavia, where we're likely to see snow showers and temperatures below freezing in many places. A lot of fine weather further west across most parts of the British Isles, France down across into Spain and Portugal, though we will be getting some rain coming into Ireland, I think, through the course of the afternoon, and some of that heralding the milder weather over the next 2 or 3 days. 1 or 2 showers down through the central part of the Mediterranean as well. And over the next few days, the high pressure continues to feed its way eastwards. Still some pretty unsettled weather right down through southern parts of Italy particularly, and down into Greece as well. That cold weather hanging on there. But much milder weather beginning to push its way in across from the Atlantic, bringing that milder weather in. And as the rain comes into the colder part of Europe, so it'll be starting off as snow. A very cold night tonight across Britain too. Temperatures down as low as -9 or -10 degrees. But you can already see the hint of things to come over in western parts of Ireland, the temperature lifting up there through the night as this weather front begins to push its way in. That'll be bringing rain, which will be preceded by snow as it pushes its way in across many parts of Scotland, the western side of England and Wales during tomorrow evening and through the night as well. But as far as tomorrow's concerned, it is going to be a bright start, a good deal of sunshine, a frosty one too in most places. But this rain preceded by some snow coming in across Ireland during tomorrow morning, and then getting across the Irish Sea, I think, during tomorrow afternoon as it pushes its way inland during Tuesday evening. So it'll be certainly starting off as snow, more particularly over the hills in the north. It's going to be a cold day tomorrow. Temperatures not getting above freezing, I think, in some hillier parts of northern England and Scotland too. Only 2 or 3 over in eastern parts of England, and struggling as the temperatures rise on the western side too. The winds freshening up quite a lot, particularly strong winds coming in across Ireland and eventually into the western side of Britain. But the milder weather is on the way, and that's the forecast.
Jeremy Clarkson's Motorworld is a new series that travels the globe looking at other car cultures. So if you want to know why they drive what they drive in Italy, Iceland, Detroit, India and Vietnam, tune in. It begins in Japan on Thursday, 8:30 on BBC2.
An industry here has not forgotten its commuters. Let's watch some TV.
On BBC2 now to Frimley Green for the latest news of tonight's play in the World Darts.
Hello, good evening again. The number one seed and the number one showman have both gone in the first round of this Embassy Darts Championship of the World. Steve Beaton and Bobby George will have no further part to play as a new generation of darts professionals begin to make their mark here at the Lakeside. Let's remind you of this evening's programme, which will complete the first round draw of the game's biggest championship. Russell Stewart of Australia drawn against Alan Brown of Scotland. Richie Burnett, the Welshman, seeded 2 this year against Peter Wright of England. Per Scow, the experienced Dane, against Paul Hogan of England. And finally, Sean Palfrey of Wales seeded 7 against Andy Jenkins of England. And the first match we're going to see is that Wales-England match between Richie Burnett and Peter Wright. Richie Burnett seeded 2, the 27-year-old plasterer from the Rhondda. He won the World Masters just last month. He's had an outstanding year, and that's why he's seeded at 2, even though it's his first appearance here at the Lakeside. And his opponent, bit of an unknown quantity, Peter Wright from Lowestoft in Suffolk. He's just 24. He's been playing for 8 years. He came through the qualifiers, and he has a chance tonight to really make his reputation. Big crowd, marvellous atmosphere, as always, here at the Lakeside. The first set went to Richie Burnett by 3 legs to 1. We're going to join it at the start of the second. And that defeated number one seed, Steve Beaton, is alongside Tony Green.
Second set.